This lesson shows you how to multiply fractions with area models. In order to multiply fractions, multiply the numerators and denominators. 2 times 3 and 3 times 4 for 6 over 12. The numerator and denominator have a common factor of 6, so the product needs to be simplified. Divide the numerator and denominator by 6, and the final answer is 1/2. So you can see that multiplying fractions isn't very hard, but it's important to understand what it means. Back when you first learned about multiplication, you used an area model to understand what it meant. For example, to model 3 times 4, you drew a rectangle and divided it into 3 equal rows and 4 equal columns. This divided the rectangle into 12 equal parts, each part representing an area of 1 square unit. So a rectangle 3 units wide and 4 units long has an area of 12 square units, which represents the product 3 times 4 equals 12. You can also use an area model with fractions. For example, to multiply 2/3 times 3/4. Here's a rectangle that represents 1 whole unit. Since the denominator of the first number is 3, divide the rectangle into 3 equal rows, so that each row represents 1/3 of the whole. Then, since the denominator of the second number is 4, divide the rectangle into 4 equal columns, so that each column represents 1/4 of the whole. Notice that the whole unit has been divided into 12 equal parts. So the area of each part represents 1/12 of the whole. Now shade a rectangle, 2/3 units wide and 3/4 units long. Since a total of 6 out of 12 units are shaded, the area of the rectangle is 6/12. Now notice that if you rearrange the parts, you can see that 6/12 is equal to 1/2. Here's another example, 2/5 times 5/6. Multiply the numerators and denominators, 2 times 5 and 5 times 6 for 10 over 30. The numerator and denominator have a common factor of 10. So to simplify the product, divide out the common factor, and the final answer is 1/3. Here's how to do the multiplication with an area model. Here's a rectangle that represents 1 whole unit. Now divide the rectangle into 5 equal rows, so each row represents 1/5. Then divide the rectangle into 6 equal columns, so each column represents 1/6. Notice that the rectangle has been divided into 30 equal parts, so the area of each part represents 1/30th of the whole. Now shade a rectangle, 2/5 units wide and 5/6 units long. Since 10 out of the 30 parts are shaded, the area of the rectangle is 10/30ths. If you rearrange the parts, you can see that 10/30ths is equal to 1/3. This lesson showed you how to multiply fractions with area models. and this lesson was brought to you by the Math Fun Academy. Its continuing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new math and new equations, to boldly go where no math student has gone before.